Today, we're gonna talk about 5 things you should bring on your next hike. I mean, sure, you've probably heard of the 10 essentials, but which ones are actually essential for, like, short day hikes near home? Or maybe items that don't make that list, but we think are absolutely useful, if not necessary, on short to long day hikes. So let's get into it. Number 1 is a backup battery and a cable for your phone, especially if you're using things like Strava or offline maps to direct you when you're out in the wilderness. If you're doing that, the last thing you want is for your phone battery to die and you not to be able to know how to get back to the trailhead. So I always hike with a backup battery and a cable for my phone so that I can keep it charged just in case. We'll link to one below that I really like because it's ultralight. Number 2, and this is something we added to the popular 10 essentials list, a bathroom kit. Because honestly, if you are going out for more than about an hour, you should absolutely be prepared to go to the bathroom in the woods if necessary. And when I say go to the bathroom, I mean go to the bathroom responsibly. We love a packed kit for this because it has everything you need, including a cat hole shovel and compressed wet wipes. That way you can grab one package and be out the door with it lickety-split. I also love a Kula cloth, which is an antimicrobial reusable pee cloth, mostly for individuals who squat to pee. Number 3 is water. Now, I know this may seem obvious, but you'd be surprised perhaps at the number of people I have seen on trails without a single drop of water on their person. Now, fine, I get it. If you're going out for 30 minutes just to walk the dog or whatever, fine. I'm sure you'll be okay. But on longer hikes, it's easy to underestimate how much time you're going to be spending outside and how much water you need. So always bring more than you think is necessary. That way, if it's hotter than you think it is, if you're spending more time in the sun than you anticipated, or the climb is harder than you thought it was going to be, you'll still be able to stay hydrated. And, that's kind of important. Number 4, a downloaded digital map. Now, I love apps like AllTrails. I use them for almost every hike I go on because I like to track my progress as I hike, but I also like to know exactly where I am at any given moment and how far I have to go. A map like that is essential in my opinion. But before I hit the trailhead, I always download that map so that I have access to it in case I lose cell service. Even if you're not using an app like AllTrails, if you're not going to bring a paper map, I highly recommend that you download some digital version of a map for that area so that you can find your way in case you get turned around. Before we get to the last one, make sure you stick around for 5 things you probably don't need to take on your next hike. Number 5, a special bevy for the summit. Obviously, this one is totally unnecessary, but it's fun, especially if you have a longer hike planned. It's just nice to be able to get to the summit or the turnaround point or an overlook after a long, hard climb and be able to sit down, relax for a minute, and crack open a cider or a sparkling water, your favorite beer. I don't know what you drink, but it's also important to know your own limits. So maybe take it easy on the alcoholic beverages. Remember, you do have to hike all the way out. People aren't going to be happy if you need a rescue because you were drunk. Don't do that. Personally, I'm a big fan of an ice cold coconut water. Refreshing and full of electrolytes. You can even keep it cold with a backpack cooler, or one of my favorites is this GSI can cooler that holds up to 3 cans and keeps them cold for like hours. So there you have it. If you haven't already, you should go check out our video on 5 things you don't need to take on your next hike. Or our review of the Packed Outdoors bathroom kit so you can poop in the woods responsibly.